Hello everybody and welcome back to Brack and Fix. So we've got the circuit board now out of the Commodore PET again because the part of the diagnostic revealed that it's possible that 1, 2 or even 3, maybe even more, of these chips need to be replaced. So I went online and I found the 3 chips that the people on the Vintage Radio forum suggested that I replace. They've now arrived. Here they are. So yes, they've all arrived. The first one we're going to replace is the SN74LS244N, which I'm told is in slot UE7, which is here. So that means that I'm going to have to desolder this from the board. I'm really worried about this. I'll be honest with you. I've been agonising for the last couple of weeks over whether I should even try it. And if I do try it, how shall I try it? There are lots of different options. We can either just simply snip all of the legs here, take this off and then desolder each leg individually. Because obviously if we just desolder the legs underneath, then it's not going to be able to be lifted up because it will still be attached somewhere. The other option is that you use a desoldering gun with an electric pump. If you watch Stairstick's Fix, you know he's got one because it moves, which is very funny. Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement also uses that type of machine, which looks really good. But I'll be honest with you, I just don't have the disposable income right this second to buy that sort of thing. So I have decided to go a slightly different route, and I have bought a electric soldering iron with a manual pump on it, and here it is. So it's got the hole in the end, like you can see. I would touch it, but it's turned on and it gets very hot. And then you've got the manual pump on it. So you literally put this on the end, it melts the solder. When you're ready, press the button and it sucks it up. That's the idea. I have tested this a couple of times. It arrived yesterday. I tried it on a newer circuit board that I don't care so much about, and it did a fantastic job. But that's a newer circuit board with, you know, lead-free solder that was only put on about a month ago. This is a completely different animal, and I am really worried about doing it. So I've watched lots of videos, and I think I just have to go for it. And if I damage it, then I damage it, but I'm willing to try. So if any of you are watching this video right now and you're looking at this screaming at your screen, say, don't use it, don't use them. I am so sorry. The person in my head is screaming that as well, but I really do want to try and get this working and get it working within a decent amount of time. And this is the best way to do it. So the plan is we're going to flip this board over, find this chip, UE7. I'm going to desolder the legs underneath and then see what it's like on top. And we'll see how it goes. I am so nervous, but I think this is going to be okay. So, let's just get to it. So it's a good idea to mark on the board exactly where you're working, so you know, because obviously these all look the same from this side. So I've got some leaded solder, the reason being that it's good to add some extra solder just so it's got more to grab hold of, I suppose, the vacuum. I can keep putting this off as much as I want, but I think eventually I just have to get on with it, don't I? So I think that's probably what I should probably do. Okay, so I will prime the pump so it's ready. And make sure I've got my hand on the button, and oh dear Lord, what am I doing? Okay, well, it did remove some solder. Okay, let's try again. Okay, that did fantastic, that one. Wow. Okay, that did really well, that one. so good. In fact, I'm actually going to put the soldering iron down so I can show you. Right, where were we? Where are we working? So, it's actually that one there. Look, you can actually see that it's taken the solder away. So yeah, okay. Okay, so that's mildly good news, I suppose. I think we'll just keep going. He says as he has cable issues. Right. Right, let's try again. Make sure it's set. Put it over. Bit of solder, and again, it's done a really good job. Right. Okay. This is going better than I was expecting, if I'm honest. Let's try this one again with a bit more. I mean, it's doing a great job. Okay. Well, let's try. Ah, okay, so that one was my fault. What I might do is put a bit of flux on, even though we've got roasting cores and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to put some flux on. I'm going to move you slightly out of the way so I can get a better angle on it, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's I've put some flux on, so let's have another go. See, that's why you got to be ready. See, there we go. Too much heat on the board, you see. Not good. Not good at all. Lost my mojo a little bit now. Let's clean the end of this. Yeah, I've definitely lost my mojo now. Okay, well, it's not a complete disaster, if I'm honest. It looks a bit messy, but yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to do this side, and then maybe we'll get the microscope out, shall we? And use that in a little while and see if we can work out how much damage I've actually done. Right, next. Ooh. Okay, so... Oh god, it's now dripping. Right, okay, so there is... Ah. Okay. So there we go, we're learning something about this soldering iron. It drips. Right. Not particularly fantastic, is it? And here, look, I'm going to get... There you go. Right, well that's the first side of that done, and although it's not perfect, it isn't bad. Got a few bridges I'll need to fix for definite, but wow, okay, well that actually has gone much better than I expected. Let's see how we're doing on this side. So as you can see, it hasn't actually done a terrible job. You can actually see that it's pulled out most of the places have actually got no solder in them. I'm not going to try and risk trying to just yank that out just yet, but actually it's in pretty good condition. I really think that it's actually pulled out quite a lot of the solder here, and so I can't move it, but then I wasn't expecting to be able to. So I think I now need to maybe go over the bottom with some solder braid just to make sure that's all cleaned up underneath there, and then move back up here, I think, and see if we can. Now what Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement did was actually just heat it up with an air gun. You've got to be very careful, but I do have a hot air station, so I might be able just to get the last little bits. Okay, right, let's flip it back over, clean up the underside of this, and then see where we are. I just want to reiterate that this is absolutely not a how-to, because this is the first time I'm ever doing any of this. So I'm actually going to use my hot air station now to heat this chip up a little bit. I've got the smallest nozzle I can find on it. I'm going to just try and heat it up just enough to melt these last little bits of solder and lift it up. Now, somehow I'm going to have to pry it up, obviously. I do normally use picks, but I can't get underneath it. So I'm using a flathead screwdriver. People are going to kill me. And just put it underneath there and just ever so slightly tease it up when it gets warm. So I'm going to put it on lots and lots of heat and some blowing of some description, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be very kind of this sort of movement, just try and heat it up a bit, because it should be leaded solder because it's really old. Hopefully it will melt quickly without melting the whole board and everything else around it. So let's find out. Let's turn this on. 480 degrees it says. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's try this. That smoke, by the way, is coming from this, as you can see, look. See? It's not coming from the board. Oh, blimey, something happened. Does that mean all this side is up now? Oh, it is, yeah, okay. Well, that's good. So, that's supposed to stop when I put it down. Okay, so let's do the other side as well. Okay. Oh, sorry. Right. Right, so... Ooh, that's toasty. Okay, that... Ow. Obviously we're ever so slightly still stuck, but I can't touch it because it's so hot. Oh no. Right. Okay. Bit more heat on this side maybe. Because that's what it needs, is more heat. Ridiculous, isn't it? There we go. Moved of her own volition. Ooh. Right. That wasn't the best way of doing that, was it? Let's be honest. But it is out. And it doesn't look like anything's damaged on this side. I need to pick that up really, don't I? It's so hot. Oh dear. Ah, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Right. So, there we go. There's the chip removed. So, UE7. Yeah. Mind you, after all that, of course, it might not be what's the problem, which is just one of those things, I guess. So, this is looking really good, I've got to be honest. I'm happy with this. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of it and then I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. I've got to be honest, these chips are a bit hot as well. God, I'm sure that's not going to go well for us, is it? So, let's flip it over. Here, again, I'll put another picture for you. It's not that bad. Definitely needs some tidying up, but you know what? Actually, that isn't bad at all. Just throw some solder braid on there, maybe. And I reckon we should be okay. Right. Oh, that could have gone a lot worse. I'm going to clean this up this side. And then we will put in the new chip, which I have here. So, right, let's do that. Right, let's see if we can tidy this up a bit, shall we? So, some flux just to help it roll, run, or whatever else it does. I have solder braid here. Come on. Soldering iron nice and warm. Let's see what we can do. A bit concerned, there seems to be a solder bridge there, but and it's nowhere at no, there's nowhere else has got those bridges, but look, one there, but they look proper. They're blatantly not supposed to be, are they? Because nowhere else has got them, which would be weird then, wouldn't it? So I just keep wicking. Keep wicking and see where we get to, shall we? But that is a worry, for definite. I mean, it looks like they're supposed to be there. I'm actually saying that if you... Yeah, actually, I think they are. Is it just a complete fluke? Because there are traces here as well. Maybe, actually, it should be like that. Thinking about it, actually. Maybe we are okay. Ow! The amount of times I burn myself with solder braid is absolutely unbelievable. Right. Okay, so let's give that a little clean with some IPA. That doesn't look too bad at all. We'll flip her back over. Give this a bit of a, just give us a quick one as well. Right, and I suppose really it's time now to offer up this chip. So make sure I line it up correctly. So we've got the little indentation and we've got the same one on here, look. So I wonder if this will actually go in the holes, because obviously they were full of solder. But hope springs eternal, doesn't it? Just ever so slightly bend the pins in, just the skoshest. Oh, 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 oh. Careful, P, careful. Easy does it. Wow, okay, so actually all those holes are obviously okay, because that's gone in there like that. Now, I was told to make sure I socket it actually, so should I do that? Because I don't think I've got the right sockets for what I'm supposed to do it with. So I do have a socket, but I'm 99% sure these are the type of ones I was told not to use. Oh, how difficult. Because obviously it would be, I'm sure it's better to do that than not do it at all. Because I mean, you know, these must work because they sell them. That's the naivest thing I've ever said in my life. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to be a rebel and I'm going to do it and then probably regret it. So, right, in which case this one goes in here then, like that. So I will solder this to the bottom and then we'll drop the chip in and then we'll test it. Because I would say, oh, I'll just replace all the chips. But one, it would be good to keep it as original as possible. But also, I've got to be honest, that was really nerve-wracking. And so the least amount of them I can do as possible. So I'll solder this in, we'll put the chip in, we'll put it back in the computer and we'll see what happens. Simple as that. So, flip her over. All the way to the bottom. Looks good. So now, divot to divot. Just make sure that's all nicely seated there, and then give it a push. And there we go. In theory, that means I've just replaced that one. UE7 is replaced. Right, now to lift up the heaviest computer in the world and put this back in and get it booted up and see what happens. Cross your fingers for me, please. Okay, so that didn't work, but that's good because that means that we are now one bit closer, I guess, to actually finding the problem. So next one is UF7. That is this one here. I have that replacement as well. So I'm going to do the same. I will heat up the back with my new solder sucker thing. I'll remove that side and then I'll heat this up, pull this out, put a socket in and put the chip in. Let's go! Okay, again, that looks pretty good. Let's get rid of all this debris, obviously, because it's really bad, isn't it? But yet again, that looks okay. Right, so now I can then hot air this one and this one. I should imagine there's no way that one is actually even mildly loose, but we can try. 9. Nope. Okay, so hot air. She goes. Oh, well, she came out, but that wasn't the best. Okay, same with this one. The biggest problem I've got here is actually I can't get underneath it to even sort of pry it, which is not particularly fantastic, is it? Oh dear, hang on. Is this going to cause a problem? There we go. Oh, gently, Pete, gently. There we go. Right, another one out. Again, doesn't seem to be any damage here. Just give it a quick clean. Sorry if you can hear the heat station in the background. It's cooling itself down. At least I hope so. Right, okay. Let's have a look underneath and just check there's no damage. So we're here and here. Nope, doesn't seem to be any damage here. Right, sockets are in, chips are back in. So I guess it's just a case of putting it in the computer now and seeing what happens. Right, well, if you had your fingers crossed last time, can you maybe cross 2 sets this time? Because, yeah, if this isn't it, we're going to have to go back to a big drawing board. Let's have a look. Okay, so sorry for the slightly odd angle. You're actually on the floor at the moment. It's just a lot easier than lifting it up onto the bench. And then, let's be honest, this probably isn't going to work. I don't want to be lifting it up and moving everything. So what I've done is I actually replaced one of the original chips because I realised that if I left it as it was, I would have 2 new chips. And you never know, miracle might happen and it might work. But then we wouldn't know what it was. And obviously the whole point of this is that we all learn from it and we all do diagnostic, etc. So I actually replaced one of the chips and it didn't make a difference. So currently what we've got in there now is the 2 new chips, which means that in theory, if this works, that means it would have been UF9, which was the problem. So yeah, I'm trying to stay positive, but I don't know. It didn't seem to make any difference the last times. I'll show you what happened when I put the other one chip in. It's actually on the screen right now. So, right, let's turn this on and see what happens. Please, cross fingers and all that. Oh! Wow. Okay. So, wow, that actually works. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, wow. Sorry, I haven't got a witty retort because I wasn't really expecting it. Not that I'm ever witty, but I haven't got the keyboard plugged in actually, so I can't even test that will work. So what I'll do is, this has been probably quite a long video now. By the time I've edited it up, so let's in the next one, what we'll do is we'll plug a keyboard in. We'll see if that works, and we'll also service a tape deck, which is quite exciting. So yeah, I'm really surprised. Oh, honestly, the people on the Vintage Radio Forum are really amazing because this is all down to them. It really is. They told me what to replace, and I did as I was told, and this is the result. So thank you to anybody that's listening that is on that forum. You've been brilliant. Wow. Okay, well look, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye bye.